Get rid of with me while I tell you guys how this guy literally wanted me and he had a whole girlfriend. Okay, so it was the beginning of second semester, and I don't know if y'all schools do this, but my school, when we have a different semester, then like the classes switch or whatever. And it was in geometry. I didn't really know anyone in my geometry class but these two girls, so you know, I'm not thinking anything of it, but we have like assigned seats. So I like sit like next to them, and then I sit next to the guy. So, like, we all like established like a little friend group in the back of the class with all of us in it. So we were just all really like cool with each other. We talk to each other every day, you know, like a friend group would. Then like, I don't know if like a switch changed or whatever, but the guy literally started to get like super duper like flirty with me. Like, it was not, no. And mindful, y'all, he got really flirty with me, and he was wearing his girlfriend's chain around his neck with her face on the chain. Oh, you're just bold, aren't you? Fast forward a little bit. It was his birthday, and he comes to class, and he comes to me, and he's like, "Did you get me anything for my birthday?" And I'm just like, well, no, because, you know, for one, I didn't know it was your birthday, and two, like, we're not even that close for me to get you something for your birthday. So he comes over and he gives me a hug. And, you know, I didn't hug him back because I'm just like, okay, dude, you have a girlfriend. And he's like, hug me like you miss me. And so I'm like, no. And he like literally grabs my arms and wraps it around him so I can hug him. I'm about to cry. But, so he like hugs me and stuff. And like, yeah, there's nothing here. The two girls I told you about, we're going to name them Snakes. No, actually no. So the two girls, whenever he'd like do anything like that to me, they'd like wink at me and stuff. And, you know, try to hype us up. And I'm just like, y'all are weird because he has a girlfriend. Like, what are y'all doing right now? And like, mindful, he was like really flirty with them, but he was just like over the top flirty with me. It was still his birthday or whatever. And I remember he just comes into the classroom and, you know, full on confesses to me like his feelings for me. I don't know what was going on. So he's like, oh yeah, I really mess with you for real. Like, whenever I'm in a bad mood, I can just come in this class and you can just make me feel so much better. I love you. Basically just dumping his like confession onto me. And I'm just sitting there like, oh no. So like, after this confession, I'm literally like trying to play it cool, like it never happened. And you know, I'm thinking we're gonna go back to being friends, and it's all well that ends well, you know. Guys, he'd like call me bae, like he'd tell the whole class I was his girlfriend, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to get beat up, like, because I know his girlfriend. I'm not. Then guys, fast forward, he gets like my Instagram, my spam Instagram and everything. So he like follows me or whatever. Guys, it was already a red flag. He had 4,000 followers on his spam. First of all, why does 4,000 people follow you on his spam? Not 4,000, almost 5,000 followers on his spam. I have only 200 followers on my spam. Main had like less followers than his spam. So it was already like, why do you have 4,000 people following your spam and only 2,000 people following your main? It was kind of backwards. And then like live on my spam account, and he joins, and he's just like, why haven't you been texting me back? Like, on Instagram, he's like, why have you just been texting me back? Like, you can go live, but you can't text me back, all that. And I'm just trying to ignore it and act like he wasn't texting me, but he kept like spamming it in the comments. Okay guys, this video is like getting like really long, so like I'll just do a part 2 of like his girlfriend's reaction after I tell her what happened after I told her. But this can be part 2 of how this guy literally wanted me and he had a girlfriend. Okay, so I think I was on the part where he was on my live, and he was just like, when you get off of live, I'm going to call you after you get off live because I have to tell you something important. I kid you not, guys. I was literally on live for like 2 hours because I did not want to hear anything he had to say. I already knew what he wanted to say, so like I was on live for 2 hours straight. Then like I finally get off, and like I forget like why I was on live for so long. And so as soon as I like end the live, he like texts me. He's like, can I get your number because I have to tell you something really important. Like, whatever you need to do with my number, you can do on Instagram. Like, you can call on Instagram, you can text on Instagram. You don't need my number for anything. Like, he just went in this begging mode of like, please, can I get your number? Like, I can say it on the phone. Like, it's really important. It's really important. Like, please just tell me. And I'm just like, just no. Like, you can call me on Instagram. Calls me on Instagram and basically confesses to me again. But this time, he's like telling me he like wants me to be his girlfriend. And like, I'm the type of like girl that he likes. Like, I have morals, this, da, da, da. And I'm just like, I'm used to hearing this from a guy. So I'm not like head over heels because you told me I have morals. And you pull out every trick in the book. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship right now, but I hope we can still be friends and stuff. He's like, I'm a patient man. What are you talking about? Like, you just look like the type that wouldn't be worried about dating. You'd be worried about school and stuff. But then he proceeds to say, I can be your secret though. Nah, well, nah, you can't be my secret. I don't want you to be my anything. I don't want you to be my buddy. I don't want you to be anything. I call my friend and I tell her what happened, and I'm just asking her, like, do you think I should tell his girlfriend? Because, you know, I would want someone to tell me if my boyfriend was doing all that to another girl. Friend says, no, don't tell her. Like, this is just going to create drama, Paris. Basically telling me no. Other friends, and I asked them, and she's like, no, because I was in the same situation, and I didn't tell the girl, and the girl ended up wanting to fight me, so you need to, you know, tell the girl. And I'm like, you're right, I should tell her, because, like, I don't want it to be a thing where it's like I want him or whatever. So I call the girlfriend, and I basically tell her what happened and stuff, and I'm explaining to her everything that he's been saying to me, like how I make his day and that he loves me and stuff. Why does she say, oh yeah, he tells that to everyone? And you're okay with that? It's like, yeah, like, girl, he tells that to everyone, but, like, the other stuff that he told you, he doesn't say that to other girls. But, yeah, he says that to everyone, so I don't really think anything of it. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I'll talk to him, whatever. So she calls him, and he texts me, and he's like, bro, why would you lie to my girlfriend? And I'm like, Crip. No. And so I'm like, what'd I lie about? And like, he was like, you lied to my girlfriend. And I'm like, no, like, what did I lie about? And he couldn't answer it, so he left me on scene. Then the girlfriend calls back, and she's like, well, he told me you were doing all that to him. And you know the two girls I told you guys about in part 1? She said, oh yeah, and those two girls told me that you were the one doing all that to him. And I'm just baffled, because I'm like, there's actually no way. I'm like telling her, because I know the girl. So I'm just like, girl, you know I would never do anything like that. Like, I don't sabotage people's relationships. That's so childish. So the next day, this girl that I thought I was cool with, she comes up to me, and she's like, why am I hearing that, like, you're going around telling people that the girl, that girl man wants you? For the situation, because, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, she's gonna, you know that he wants me after this. No, she doesn't believe me either, and I'm just like, this is like, I never have to do this for a guy. Like, most of the time, whenever I want a guy, I can just get the guy. I don't need to lie and jump through hoops for a guy. So I'm asking her, I'm like, do I even look like the type to do this? And I guess she gets, like, all bold in front of her friends, so she's like, yeah, you do. And basically trying to turn this around on me and stuff, and I'm like, girl, this don't even have nothing to do with you. Like, go on somewhere. She's basically saying she pressed me, blah, blah, blah. And I, like, talked to her about it, because I'm like, girl, you didn't press nothing. You asked me a question, I answered it. To sum it up, I go to my class, and the two girls I told you about, they're, like, staring at me super duper hard. And then the guy walks in, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna talk to him at all. And then, like, the girl who was trying to press me, she literally posted on her spam account that I don't follow. She started talking about me, and my friend typed into me. I'm like, girl, if you're not talking about me, make sure it's where I can see it. Don't do that on spam, because now you just look scary, boo. I barely have anything in here, and I need stuff on my Aquaphor, like, now. Basically because I didn't have any concrete proof that he was saying this stuff to me, and my only alibis were, like, the two girls. Like, she didn't believe me or anything, and, you know, she's still with him to this day, I think. Well, they broke up. But, you know, after that, she definitely was still with him, and I unadded him on everything and stopped talking to her for 2 months, and I guess now that he's broken up with her, he thinks he can move on with me now, and I'm just like, you're funny, and you're silly, and you're goofy. So now he's starting back up the flirting thing, but I feel like I know how to handle him better now, so, yeah.